Guys, we are in Hall of Heroes mode this week, and today we are taking a look at all the different Hall of Heroes units that are actually being used in RTA. Spoiler, there's not very many of them. There's like 3 of them. Okay, so Arnold, is he used in RTA? No, HP-based bruisers are not really used in RTA. Dusky, the Dark Pumpkin, actually is used by a couple players in RTA. One of my favorite players actually uses Dusky, so we're going to take a look at some of his matches. Clara, you can actually use. I've seen people do it. I've personally done it a few seasons ago, used Swift Clara in RTA. You don't really see it very often, especially a little bit more, but maybe we can find it. Maybe we can find it. Natalie, the Light Assassin, we all know we're not going to see her, right? We're not going to see her. Lupinus, most of the battles today we're going to see are going to be Lupinus. Okay, that's sarcasm. We're not going to see any Lupinus. Tetra, we're going to see some Tetras brought into Gianna's, I'm sure. Shimitay, I also have some matches to show you guys for Shimitay. Dark Neosith Fighter, I don't think, unless someone wants to play around with him, feeling froggy and wants to do it for the Hall of Heroes coming up. Ajir, we're not going to see. Ajir used to be so popular back in the day. You know, maybe like a year ago even. But with the release of the Beast Riders and with the second awakening of the Water Martial Cat, you really haven't seen Ajir since then. Because they're just considered stronger versions of that. And then the Light Undyne over here. We're not going to see Light Undyne. Okay, so we're really going to see Dusky. We're going to see Tetra. And we're going to see Shimitay. We might see some Claras. I'm thinking we're not going to really see too many Carls. I'm thinking we're not going to see any Carls at all, but maybe someone wants to be frisky. Be frisky. You guys like, Bagel, you should just do it. I'm like, no. The point is to see meta units that are already meta. So remember how I said we're not going to see any Arnolds in this video? Well, guess what the first match is? You don't have to guess. It's right on the screen. First match, Arnold match. I can't believe they didn't ban Arnold of all the things. They banned the Fire Bison. Interesting. Does not get the strip. Does not get a defense break or a nuke. Gets the return dice. What are they going to do now? They still have, everyone still has immunity. They're just going to 1-2 shot it. I mean, not this, but they're going to 1-2 shot the, with the Molong and the Arnold, right? Increase the cooldown. Okay. Or reset the cooltime, rather. Let's see what he does to Savannah. He's not going to be able to snipe the Savannah right away. Is he going to go for the stun on the Tableau or no? He did go for the stun on the Tableau. I don't know why I saw that coming. I feel like that's the play I would have made. So I guess that's why I saw that coming, right? All right, so let's see what happens now. He gets the Savannah down, so there's no strip. So Diana's going to die, right? Diana's going to die to this first skill. No, she doesn't die to the first skill. So he's got to come back from this. That Jaeger's going to do a lot of damage. So Jaeger just one-shots the Savannah. Extortion onto the Cocky. Completely deletes the Cocky. It's a Shield Will, well, not Shield Will, is a turn 2 Bruiser team. Oh, he's on Despair too. He doesn't naturally stun with that. Okay, we're probably not. This is not a normal thing, guys. I had to share it with you guys. Someone was doing it, probably just because the Hall of Heroes for the lulz, right? But yeah, that's actually was a thing today. We're probably not going to see too much of that in the future. Next match, G3 with Shimitay, right? So he's got a G3. This is going to be a super fast comp. Cocky is super high base speed. Ganymede is super high base speed. So let's see. I think that's going to be a Swift Ganymede, but Gemini's going to go first. Swift Ganymede resets the Juno, and then he comes in with Blade Slaughter. He nukes things, and then he nukes some more things with the Shimitay. Just super fast comps. A lot of times, if you're going to see Shimitay, he's used with some kind of very fast, very aggressive cleave. He's ruined speed crit damage attack, and he just does a lot of damage with skill 2. I mean, he even did pretty good damage without, like, on the things that didn't have defense, but he still took pretty good damage from Shimitay's skill 3. So this is basically, that's basically game right there. G3 Shimitay. Speaking of G3 and Shimitay, this one is neither of those. This is C3 and Clara, although he's high in C3 right now, the way the numbers are. C3 is actually, he's like 1760 points, or yeah, 1760 points. So he was trying to outspeed with a Swift Clara. He did not get it because the Ashir's base speed is so very fast. Ashir's base speed is so fast that he outsped, he attack bar boosted, the Hegang stripped and got the glancing on, and then the Oki comes in with the AoE stun. So that's the unfortunate thing, is both of them were playing the speed game. Can he come back from... He got 2 stuns there. So he did kind of come back from there. He's got glancing hits on everything. So he didn't really do a whole lot of turn cycling. Wow, that glancing really... The glancing really made that painful. Really made that painful. Although the Heigang is actually a counter to the Clara too. So his opponent was actually pretty prepared for what he was taking in already. 2 bombs on there. Tries to massacre Ciara, but 2 bombs. So let's see. So yeah, and while one team has the sustain of the Vanessa, the other team has the sustain of the Ishir, but it's really not going to be... It's really not going to be enough. Yep, it's really not going to be enough now that there's a 3-2. There you go, and she's just going to keep putting bombs on, keep turn cycling. That was a little bit painful, wasn't it? That was a little bit painful because they outsped and they were in a good spot, right? They were in a good spot to control. Didn't happen, unfortunately, but that's... Well, welcome to RTA. Let's check back now on how Mr. Arnold user is doing. I really, honestly, I didn't think we were going to see Arnold today, but he has HP-based damage. He has HP-based damage with the Bulwark, and he has HP-based damage with the Arnold. So that's going to do a 1-2 combination of sniping something into... I was not actually expecting him to cut in, but I wasn't looking at the attack gauge either. Right? So that's going to do a 1-2 combination into the Antares, and destroys Antares. And now he's probably going to go for CR, right? No, now the enemy just concedes because he doesn't want to lose to an Arnold in RTA. Not the comp that he was expecting to fight today, I'm sure. Let's wrap back around to G3 Shimitay, super fast comp. He's coming in with the Fire Art Master, who has an attack power buff and a speed buff, which is going to just maximize the amount of damage that comes out of Shimitay, right? And then he's got the, so he banned the Samath. The opponent wanted to make sure that he outsped. He didn't, though. He gets the Scroll Trap on the fastest unit. He didn't have any Will Runes on the Chiwu. Goes for the Seal Magic on the Oki. Everything gets attack gauge reduced, and that's just GG. He's got a defense break, and he's got an attack power buff, and a speed buff, and a speed lead. This is just the massive craziness that is the Shimitay comp, as long as you're fast enough to actually pull it off, and that just means farming a crap ton of giants, just all giants, and then also the Cauldron Cauldron floor 5 for the new runes, the new Swift ancient runes. This next one is almost the exact comp that I was using a couple seasons ago in RTA. It is, well, except for Tiana. I wasn't using Tiana. I don't remember what I was using in her place, but I was using Tyrant, I was using Clara, I was using Ciara, and I was using the Light Monkey. I don't remember what else. I was using also the Light Bomber sometimes, but I'm not sure what else I was using for a second strip, honestly. So Ciara on Swift, and then comes in. He banned one stripper. He didn't ban the other stripper. Clara is not 100% chance to strip, though, just FYI, but she is a nice, basically kind of like a budget Gianna style unit, right? The unfortunate thing about Clara is that she is... Should I say what the counter to Clara is? There's a few different counters to Clara. I don't know if I should say all the counters to Clara, but it was a nice comp, right? Strip, CC, gets some attack gauge reduction with the Light Monkey, gets some attack gauge reduction with the Tyrant as well. Detonate with some bombs, so you have the threat of the Clara skill 2 for defense break into just hitting a few times, right? Maybe they're on crit. I'm sure they're on crit damage. Or if they let the Ciara through, then the Ciara has the bombs, right? So, yeah, a fun comp. Has multiple speed leads, has multiple strips, and has multiple sources of CC. Hard CC and also attack gauge reduction. But yeah, Clara's not that bad. Not that bad of a unit. I didn't think we were going to see too many Claras today, but we actually did get to see a few Claras, so I'm happy about that. This next one is the first one we're going to be able to see Tetra, the Water Mermaid. Now, the thing with Tetra, so he has the resistance. He needs to resist all those stuns, the strips, the bombs, the defense breaks. Let's see if he actually resists anything at all. But the thing with Tetra is she has a low win rate. But the reason that she has a low win rate is because she is a counter to, oh my god, I'm going to get destroyed. And this is one of the few chances that I have to not actually get destroyed, right? So, and also, this season, Tetra is a little bit less prevalent because Veramos just got a buff. So Veramos is stronger now. He's got the leader skill. this is one of those comps where it's just like, oh my god, I'm going to get destroyed. And Tetra is like, he's like, let me try to see if I get a Tetra. He didn't resist anything, though. You saw that massive resistance leader skill. He didn't actually resist things because it's Summoner's War and resistance doesn't matter. So anyway, GG, but we saw a little bit. Let's see a little bit better Tetra spotlight where she actually cleanses some things and reduces the time of the debuffs. Here is another Tetra, and also, if you guys don't know, Mr. Sloth is a YouTuber and Twitch streamer, so go check him out. I'll have to remember to leave a link in the description, and the comments too, whatever. So we get to see the same place as Veramos. He's got a whole lot of cleanse on his side, so the Gianna is not going to be too much of a problem. The decreased attack age is going to be a problem with the Monkey Skill 3 and also with the Xiongpung, but as soon as they get turns, he's gonna make this comeback, right? So the other side, the Korean player, doesn't have any sustain, but there is two different forms of sustain. There's the sustain from the Tetra passive, and there's the sustain from the Veramos passive. So he knew that as soon as they were going to get some turns, right, the Tetra and the Veramos, especially the Veramos buff, there was nothing he could really do. But you see how nasty it is when a 4-star can come in, a 4-star and a fusion Nat 5 can come in and start to counter. I mean, he also had the ragdoll, don't get me wrong, but a 4-star and a fusion Nat 5 can come in and counter like a Gianna and I was gonna say Xingxie, Kiten Da Sheng. So kind of nice to see that. Back to G3 Shimitay, you know we love to see it, right? So they got the attack power buff, speed buff, they have the reset, and attack gauge reduction. They have the Shimitay for the big damage, defense break, and then also Samath for some more damage. Because really, if the Shimitay gets banned out, that's the biggest source of damage from their team, right? So then the Samath comes in, and Samath is another speed lead and also more damage. They picked the Fire Dice Magician, which honestly, I built him, I think, on 2 different accounts. I never use him. I guess some people like him, I don't know, but yeah, I can't. He's a fire unit, he's got some defense breaks and stuff like that. He's like changes his more damage sometimes and more tankiness sometimes. I don't know, I don't really like him, I'd rather use other things. But anyway, yeah, some more Shimitay gameplay went by so fast, which is kind of nice. More of the Clara comp, and I think, oh no, we don't see it with the timer. We see it with the Samath, because he wants to make sure that he outspeeds. There's 2 speed leads. He wants to make sure that he outspeeds the enemy team with that. Okay, so the Clara was actually, didn't it seem like the Clara was moving before the Tiana? So they got turn 2 already. That's not great. Decrease the attack age of the Light Monkey. Does he resist? Does he not resist? He does resist. So that's an AoE CC. That's a huge CC and attack age reduction there. Gets the bomb. That was a massive resist. You can never really bank on if that resist is going to work or not, but that was an absolutely massive resist, and that changes the tide of the game, the whole game, right? Massive resist, massive, because it's not even just, it's basically nullifying 4 turns with the CC, and then also the attack age reduction, which is nullifying basically another 4 turns at least, maybe even more if they would have violent proc from those, when they got their turns as well. So that was a huge resist on the monkey. That was an absolutely huge resist on the monkey. That was a game-changing resist on the monkey. GG. But they got outsped though. That's kind of the thing, right? It would have been a different story if they were faster and they didn't get outsped. So yeah, I think we know how the rest of this match is gonna play out. Why do people just stay in the match? Like, the guy with the Chiwu is like, he's just being a dick. Okay, I see what it is. Another Shimitay comp, different player, G1 player, not G3 player. He comes in with 2 attack power buffs. Both of those, I'm sure, are going to be on Swift. The opponent does not try to challenge with another speed lead. He just goes for tanky and trying to withstand that. The Kaki gets banned, right? So he's got the scroll trap. Then he comes in with hopefully some debuffs to do some. That was some pretty fat damage against that Molly, though. Pretty fat damage against the Molly, pretty fat damage against the Acroma. It does a lot of damage there. That was a lot of damage. Look at that, man. You know what? I kind of want to run this comp now. This is kind of nasty. All right, now Leica just solos the whole thing. I mean, he could do some nasty stuff, right? This is just the skill 1. Decrease attack bar. Although the Bastet skill 2 is pretty nasty against the Leica because it's a multi-hit. It does attack bar reduction. So he just did that skill 2, I believe, for the additional turn. Or I guess Shimitay can just go in with his skill 2. It's a multi-hit as well. So, yeah, if Shimitay does the damage to kill Leica, then there you go, GG. But the Bastet skill 2, multi-hit, defense break, and heal block as well, because Leica, you know, he heals. As well, which could make him, you know, solo things, especially if he takes multiple hits to kill. Oh my God, we're supposed to be seeing Shimitay, not Leica. Let's not talk about Leica. Leica's a fun monster too, but best it's yucky. We knew it was going to happen sooner or later. Dusky, the Dark Jack-o'-lantern. I told you there's a couple people that are actually using Dusky. This guy is one of my favorite players. He was in SWC actually, and he pulled the Dark Jack-o'-lantern out in SWC as well. So he got the speed lead. And the Gianna, they didn't really contest to have turn 1 or anything, right? So he's got the anti-CC over there, gets a shield, comes in and gets the provoke onto the ninja. So unfortunately, that means ninja can't do his skill 3 into his skill 2, which is the best thing to do with the ninja, right? Of course. So he doesn't get the stun with skill 1. Skill 1 from Josephine has a stun. Does enough damage to almost kill the Josephine straight away. Goes for the skill 1 on Josephine and finishes her off over there. So simple solution into the Molong to do some fluff damage into the Molong. Does he go? I think he goes for the... Oh, no, he doesn't. I thought he was going to go for the Veligil, actually. So he goes for the... Gets resisted. That's not going to be good. He finished off the Molong, though. So he was already at such a massive advantage by that point. And really the thing here... You see the Dark Vampire Lord, you're like, Dark Vampire Lord, Dusky, these things are getting carried by Gianna and Han. I will agree that he wouldn't be able to pull this stuff off without the Gianna and the Han, and the Hertite, because sometimes, you know, the Hertite got banned this time. But it's so crazy fast that before the enemy really has too much turns to react to it, he's already 4-2 at a massive advantage, right? I know you guys want to see some more Arnold, right? No, it's more Shimitay. Another Shimitay cleave. So he's got the Kaki in there. He's got the Kaki probably because the enemy brought out the Molly. Bans the Kaki, bans the Molly. So he's got 2 speed-based damage dealers. Does not have a speed buff. He goes for the skill 2 on Bastet. He doesn't go for the skill 3 because the enemy has the Tian Lang. He didn't ban out the Tian Lang. The enemy's got the Tian Lang. He didn't want to increase the Tian Lang's attack gauge because Tian Lang counters Bastet, right? So he's trying to play a little bit smart. So now he increases the attack gauge, which increases the Tian Lang's attack gauge, but not enough anymore at this point, right? Because he was already attack gauge reduced. So, in a bad spot. I gotta say he's in a bad spot. So he gets, oh, that didn't increase the Diana's attack gauge completely. So now Diana's got to make miracles happen. She did not get the stun, even though she has element advantage. Gets the power surge. And that's, I feel like that's already game, right? I feel like that's already game. There's enough attack gauge, not attack gauge reduction. There's enough debuffs and there's enough damage that he's probably going to be able to take out this Poseidon soon. But then he's got to deal with the Chiwu potentially CCing with the skill 1 and then some glancing hits maybe from the Bastet. Probably not because element disadvantage, but you never know. This is Summoner's War, right? So yeah, at this point that's GG, and he managed to just leave Tian Lang in there, even though there was already a counter to or Tian Lang was already a counter to Bastet. He just decided to play it a little bit differently. We just needed to see some more Dusky, didn't we? So he's got the enemy's got the Ragdoll and a Feng Yan. He also has the water. I was gonna say the water Kaki. No will runes, no immunity. Well, he's okay. So he did that on purpose, actually. I don't know why I didn't catch that at first. He did that on purpose because the Gianna, right? So he just brought in things that didn't have will runes. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to counter Gianna by not having will runes at all. Gets enough damage. This is absolutely killing, right? So gets enough damage into that. Goes for the Han. Gets the counter on it. He's going to do enough damage to kill that. No, he's not going to do enough damage to kill that Han. I stand corrected. All right, so he's going to keep increasing the attack gauge. Ragdoll's going to get detonated there. Okay. Now he's going to have to deal with this this Feng Yan, though. Well, actually, the Feng Yan shouldn't be really too much of an issue because he still has Gianna on the board. He has Gianna on the board. Yeah, the Feng Yan really shouldn't be too much of an issue. That's GG. That's GG. Get some more damage into that. Get some more shields. So he's got the sustain, so Gianna really didn't take that much damage there. And then he just goes for just hitting that Tianlang. Not the Tianlang. Have I been saying Tianlang the whole time? Hitting the Feng Yan. But, yeah, GG. It must be a fun... It's a crazy comp. It must be a fun comp to actually play with. That's why he keeps playing with it. But, also, if you're not prepared to deal with some comps like this, when you're usually prepared to deal with, like, oh, I'm going to deal with Oki, I'm going to deal with Molly, I'm going to deal with all these other units... And then, you know, someone comes in with this comp, you're like, I don't know how to play against this necessarily. And sometimes you can steal wins where otherwise wouldn't if you're playing against something that you're not familiar playing against, that you don't have experience playing against. And I know you wanted to see some more Dusky, right? So brings in the Lulu as a counter to, well, he's got the CR, right? He's got the CR and the Lulu as a counter to the Gianna, because Lulu's just going to cleanse. He's got 2 cleansers. He's got the Annabelle as well, and I'm sure there's full will runes on this one. Okay, the last one didn't bring in the will runes on purpose. They had units that were not going to trigger Gianna, right? But this, I'm sure that's high resistance on that Lulu, though. Endless Desire on the CR, so CR's bombs are not going to do that much damage, right? Because they basically stole her stats. And all those buffs, all those multiple buffs, stack the Hertite, right? So then CR goes down super easy, even without a defense break, because basically he just stole her stats. So now he's going to go for the AoE defense break. He doesn't get everything. He gets... The Dusky was the most dangerous one, in his opinion. That was the most dangerous unit there. Okay. Endless Desire on Jaeger, which he definitely needed to do, because Jaeger was absolutely destroying his units. Although the Annabelle, you know what? The Annabelle is pretty nasty. I am legitimately scared of Annabelle. Her AoE defense break, 3-turn defense break. If you don't have a cleanse, you can't just, like, wait it out. Because also she'll cycle turns, too. I feel like Annabelle's skill 3 defense break is very nice. And the slow. Don't count that slow out, because slow's decreasing the amount of turns that your enemy gets. It's a turn-based game. We know what happens when violent runes happen, right? Enemy gets extra turns, they happen to win. So if you decrease the attack speed, your enemy will get less turns. I mean, it's very obvious, but we really don't think about it, right? We really don't think about it too much, as if, like, decreasing enemies' attack speed, decreasing enemies' attack age, you give them less turns. You deny their turns, and then you have a much better chance to win after you deny the amount of turns that they get. I know you guys want to see one last Shimitay match, right? So, first for your pick is Bastard at Pickus. Picks is Bastard Samoth, still has the attack age boost, and still has the attack age boost and attack power buff as well. So as soon as they get their turns, they're not going to get it before they get their turns, though. And that's just a big nuke. GG. Does not kill everything, though. Maybe I shouldn't say GG if it doesn't kill everything. But Samoth's going to come back from the dead, and he's gonna destroy this stuff, though. So, yeah, this used to happen against Twins comps back in the day. Is Samoth just comes back from the dead, and he just nukes everything with his revive. Look. And oh, he didn't nuke everything. Maybe I shouldn't keep saying GG. But they conceded, right? Because he got element advantage. He was just gonna kill it the next turn anyway. So, can I say GG now? GG. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I know you're disappointed. We didn't get to see any Lupinus the Win Magic Knight. I am shocked. You are shocked. We're all shocked that we didn't see any Win Magic Knight gameplay. Let's take a little brief recap and see what we actually did see in the battle. So we saw Arnold. We saw Dusky. I'm surprised we saw Arnold. Someone was feeling sassy today, and they're like, I'm gonna Arnold. And it worked. I can't chastise them. It worked, and they won. We saw Dusky. We saw Clara, a little bit more than I thought we were going to see. We did not see either of these units. We saw some Tetra. Tetra's been used for a while. We saw some Shimitays. Shimitays especially even better in Special League as well. And then we didn't get to see any of these 3 on the right hand. We would never see any of these on the right hand side. But yeah, these 2 are meta, and these 3 are not quite as meta, but you do see him every. You don't see Arnold every once in a while. We saw him today, but you really don't see him every once in a while. But anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to show you guys all the different units from the Hall of Heroes that are actually being used in RTA. Hope you got something out of it. That's it for this one. I will see you as always in the next one.